So if you checked out my previous videos where we broke down a two-part series on your 2022 real estate business planning, you might be feeling a little bit like you are standing at the bottom of a mountain that you've got to summit with no idea on the path up. Sometimes it feels like that when we have really big goals or changes we need to make in our business, even if we're clear on the path to get there, right? It can seem so insurmountable that the overwhelm can keep us from even moving forward. So in order to help you find clarity in pivoting your business in case you have some new goals or big shifts that you are taking on in the next year, I want to share a little bit about my story and the story of others who have pivoted their businesses in a really big way so that you too can understand how to make these shifts in your real estate business in 2022. And hey, if we haven't met yet, my name is Stefanie Lugo and welcome to my channel where I am obsessed with helping real estate agents create the business and life of their dreams. If you're into that kind of thing, be sure to hit subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification icon to be notified every time I'm dropping new videos just like this. Now, in the Market Authority Academy, which is my mentorship that is available to real estate agents of all experience levels across the nation, we really truly specialize in transformation, right? If you have been at the same place in your business year after year and you're wanting to finally get to that next level and beyond, or if you're just starting your new real estate business and you want the fastest, most surefire path to success, those are the agents that I'm helping every single week. And so that being said, I want to share a little bit about my story, but also case studies from other agents within the program who have doubled, tripled, or even quadrupled their business in a really short amount of time by pivoting to a stronger ROI-based model. So the tips that I'm going to share with you are things that I used personally in my real estate business where my husband and I moved towards a high referral fee, high lead cost kind of based business where we were chasing leads and buying internet leads, that kind of stuff, and moving towards almost primarily referral based and organic Instagram social media leads over the last several years. That model has helped us go from pretty consistently around the low six figures to eclipsing ourselves year after year into the mid to high six figures in gross commission income. And this is also what we've been able to help other agents accomplish as well in the Market Authority Academy. So take Lindsay Fricks. I love sharing her example because she has such a really clean, very clear story that she was able to document really well through her experience in the Market Authority Academy and through her own trajectory of growth in her new real estate business. Lindsay is a really great example of somebody who had a past experience in sales and other expertise that she was actually able to apply to a new industry, being real estate, when she started her brand new business here in the Scottsdale area. Lindsay came to me after her first full year in real estate, and she had closed about $5.4 million in sales volume that year, which is really strong for a brand new full-time agent, right? Typical closing rates that we want to see in those first years are anywhere between 5 and 15 deals. And Lindsay definitely did really well that first year, had a really strong price point as well. But the problem that Lindsay faced was in her first year, her database did not show up for her. So she got 0 referrals and 0 existing clientele from like her database, which is typically where we want to see the bulk of our business coming from, just because it's a little easier to convert and there's that high know, like, and trust factor. Where Lindsay was getting most of her business that first year was through open houses. So she was one of those agents who just went out there and grinded for 12 months. She did open houses multiple times a week, every single weekend, did not take a day off, and found that even though she had generated about 150 or so leads during that year, she was only closing at around a 4% conversion rate from those leads. And even though after she had ended that first year, she thought that she did really well, once she joined the Market Authority Academy, she had 2 things on her mind. Number 1, this is not scalable, right? She wanted to get to the next level and the next level in her business. She had very clear income goals that she wanted to hit. But she knew that she could not maintain that level of growth by doubling open houses, for example, because even though that was where she was getting most of her leads, you only have so many hours in the day of the week, and she was not willing to sacrifice all of that time spent away from her family. The second big issue that Lindsay had is after she and I looked over her numbers from that first year, we found that she only had that about 4% 28% conversion rate, which is almost half of what you actually want to see with open houses. Typically, we want to see anywhere from like 7 to 8% in conversion. So theoretically, if she had just tightened up her systems between the client experience and her follow-up, things of that nature, maybe even her quick on-the-fly presentation with really warm, like high intent leads who came into her open houses, we could have doubled her business by doing the same amount of work through open houses by just increasing her conversion, if you follow. But what happened in 2020? Well, 3 months into the year and 3 months into the Market Authority Academy with me, the pandemic happened. There were no open houses going on, so she had to pivot no matter what. But at the end of that calendar year in 2020, she had grown from $5.4 million in volume to $18+ million in sales volume. She had tripled her business and had pivoted 100% away from open houses to database referrals and organic Instagram leads through the strategies that we taught her in the Market Authority Academy. Big props to Lindsay for showing an incredible transformation, and I actually just spoke with her earlier today. She has, in the last 9 months, already exceeded $18 million in sales volume in her 3rd full year in real estate and is looking to grow even further throughout the end of the year and beyond. So incredible growth and a really strong example of a successful pivot. My second example for you is Jenny. Now, Jenny is such an incredible agent. She came to me before she even had completed her licensing, and she applied to the Market Authority Academy because she knew that as a caring mother and wife to her family, she wanted to set herself up on the strongest trajectory to success in real estate. So she joined the Market Authority Academy a couple of weeks before she really kicked off her business. And the interesting thing with Jenny was not only was she re-entering the workforce, and especially in a new industry, she actually was pretty new in her market. So she had only lived in the town that she works in for about 3 years or less at the time that she started her business. But Jenny went out of the gates just kicking and swinging, and she did an incredible job of ramping herself up through some social media ads, but mostly organic social media strategies, and in really aggressive just peer-to-peer networking. And within 6 months, she had closed 20 deals as a brand new real estate agent who was new to her market and is on track to even more growth this year, which is absolutely incredible. And finally, I want to also show the study that we have on Bethany McKay. Bethany McKay is out of Tennessee, and she is also a just hardworking wife and mother to 4, and she started as a new agent just a couple of years ago. I think this is her 3rd full year in the business, and her first year she had closed 9 deals, which is really awesome for as a first year. But what she really wanted to do is ramp up production and take on a bigger role with the team that she was aligned with. And so what did Bethany do? She went out and just pounded the pavement and met as many people as she could. She went through a ton of networking events, and she went all in on social media. And in that second year, she had gone from 9 closed transactions to upwards of 50 or more. At that point, Bethany was like, I don't know how long I can sustain this without really awesome systems. And that's when she came to me in the Market Authority Academy. We helped her tighten up her social media just a little bit and really start focusing on more systems that helped her leverage and delegate other people in technology. And in this year, she is on track to close more than 100 transactions in her 3rd or 4th year, not totally remembering exactly which one she is, but regardless, an incredible story of transformation for Bethany as well. Now, obviously, nothing can really supersede the hard work. So what all of these women had in common was not giving themselves excuses, showing up in a really big way, and doing the work. They also had a really great plan with the Market Authority Academy. So if you want to just cut through the DIY approach and get on the fast track to success, you can do that by applying to the Market Authority Academy in the links in the show notes below. We can hop on a really quick call and decide if working together through the Market Authority Academy is a good fit for you and your business. Okay, and finally, I would be remiss not to mention Christina. I did mention her in the last videos I just posted recently, but it's just such a good example. I can't help but give her kudos because she is just such an incredible story of transformation and so relatable. So Christina came to me in December of 2020, after about 5.5 years in the business. And she comes from a real estate family, so very seasoned in the industry, knows her contracts, knows how to close a deal, right? But she could not sustain the amount of work that she was doing, and she just found herself never really growing past a certain amount in her business. And so she came to the Market Authority Academy and she said, Stefanie, my big goal this year in 2021 is to close $80,000 in gross commission income. It was a big, scary goal for her. But she reached out to me just last week and said that after pulling her numbers, she is on track to exceed $250,000 in gross commission income for a total of $8 million in sales volume. Like, how incredible is that for a pivot after 5+ years in the business to exceed so far any crazy goal she had ever set for herself? And now Christina did this primarily. One of the biggest things that Christina did was she learned her brand story. Christina, through the Market Authority Academy, got really clear on who it was that she served and who she was able to provide the absolute best service and results for, and kind of started saying no to anybody else, right? So if there are any opportunities that she just didn't think she could serve at the highest level, she decided instead to focus her efforts elsewhere. Christina also really went all in on social media strategies that exploded her brand presence in her small town of Walla Walla, Washington. A smallish town, I guess. And she just really created herself as a mainstay in that market. And what Christina did was she set a plan for herself and stuck to it step by step by step. And so that leads us to part 2 of this mini-series. I didn't actually intend for this to be a mini-series, but going through these case studies, I hope has given you some inspiration and ideas on what a really strong pivot or transformation might look like for you. And in the part 2 coming up next week, I'm going to actually break down the exact steps that you can take to create this transformation in your business as well. But hey, if you don't want to wait, again, if you want the results that these awesome women have created for themselves as well, you can go ahead and book a time with me to chat about the Market Authority Academy and see if this is something that would be a really great fit for your business as well. You and I will hop on a quick call. We'll learn where you're at, where you want to be, and if it seems like I can help, I'll share more about what we do in the Market Authority Academy, and we'll decide if working together is a good fit. See you next week for part 2. Until then, keep on crushing it.